Sign in. We're right here. My name is Albert Russo. You may recall I spoke before you in July about experience that we've had at the hands of the town. It was quite different than most of the people that were speaking on behalf of the town manager that night. I've come back here tonight as voting season is coming upon us, and want to have the opportunity to talk some more about it. As you may recall, we gave you a quick overview of how we've been treated at the hands of the employees of this town who work for Mr. Klimm, including our legal department, including our building department, those in particular. We bought our home in 2005, to refresh your memory. We were immediately set upon by the town 2 weeks later for owning an illegal apartment. Something the town had known about for 25 years, something Ms. Weil and her department had known for 25 years, something Mr. Perry and his department had known about for 25 years. And within 2 weeks of us buying this property, they came after us for having an illegal apartment. Nothing has changed since then. And we thought that my wife, unfortunately she's out of town on business tonight, and was the night in July. We talked about this after I spoke here. I thought maybe one of the 7 supporters of Mr. Klimm will give us a call and want to know a little bit more about what I had to say. I haven't heard from anybody. My wife hasn't heard from anybody. Everything we said to you that night, from the dereliction of duty on behalf of Ms. Weil and her department and Mr. Perry and his department, compounded by dereliction of duty. 25 years, it wasn't important. They knew about it, took no action. Then they followed up and took action against us aggressively for the next 6 years. That becomes selective enforcement, compounding their crimes, if you will. We were engaged at times with one of Mr. Klimm's, from everything we can tell, a patronage hire, a totally redundant hire in the building department is Ms. Edson, who was hired as a part-time enforcement officer, who, among other things, was authorized to file a totally false civil complaint at one point in the Barnstable District Court against us, claiming that we were in violation of the law, that we had an illegal apartment, when in fact it was uninhabited and there was not even a stove in the apartment. This is just a quick outline. One of the reasons I'm here tonight in particular is to make you aware this is not going to go away. I'm assuming that you probably thought, well, Mr. Russo had his 2 minutes here back in July and now it's behind us. It's not behind you. We are going forward. You will be receiving a letter from us shortly. We are going to see that people like those who I've mentioned are held to account for their dereliction of duty, their selective enforcement, their false filings in a district court. 6 years of this, and we finally won the case, as you know, but we've also been told by Ms. Weil, who's spent tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars already, that she wants to appeal it. Apparently, she doesn't have enough to do at that department. We understand that Mr. Klimm, who's been extolled for all of the great work that he's done, that he has shopped the services of our legal department around to other towns. If they've got that little to do on our behalf, why hasn't he downsized that department? With that, let me conclude. Just to let you know, this isn't going away. I would, and my wife, would love to hear from one of the 7 of you, all of you. This is truthful. I'm not standing up here giving you a lot of fluff and a lot of hyperbole. Every single thing that I stated to you then, I'm stating to you tonight, is in the public record. It's in the court record. The kind of abuse and money and angst that we have suffered at the hands of these departments is intolerable. It's unconscionable. It's my understanding that you are elected to serve the people of this town, not to serve the town manager. Where are you? Where are you when we need you? Are you that much in his hip pocket that you can't step back and say, gee, maybe he's got something to say that we should know about? But we haven't heard anything. I'd love very much to have an opportunity to discuss this with one or more of you. We'd like to think that this group, individually and collectively, would have the intellectual curiosity, the guts, the integrity to follow up on something like this. This shouldn't happen in the town of Barnstable or any town, but it has. Thank you very much for your time.